First of all, everyone gets first aid. Everyone in the dwelling, whatever it is. If you have, you're married, you have a wife, kid, husband, whatever, the entire family gets first aid training. Back to the beginning, gotta have medical training. There's gotta be continuity in the medical training if you are in a dwelling with multiple people in it. If they're old enough to go, then they need to get medical training. They need to learn first aid. You need to have the equipment logistically to support it. It's hugely important. If it's available, take a class where you don't have to purchase a firearm and learn just a little bit about guns. Just not a ton, just actually have one in your hand and shoot it and get a level of understanding of it that you didn't have prior. And then look at your requirements. Where do I live? What do I have that I'm trying to protect? Obviously my family. What kind of dwelling do I live in? Do I have my own home? Do I live in an apartment building with neighbors? Do I have children in the house? Do I have roommates in the house that I may or may not be comfortable with them knowing I have a firearm or having access to a firearm? There's a lot of questions that you're going to need to ask. My personal decision was to train my daughter, to make sure that she understood firearms, she could render them safe, she knows how to shoot, and I think it's hugely important. Denying them information, to me, in my choice, everyone makes their own choice with their own kids. My choice was not to deny her information, but to give her an exceptional amount of information and to make her very competent at a young age. What I tell people is if they do have a shotgun or they want a shotgun, for shorter distances, lighter shot is going to give you less over-penetration through walls. The actual shot pellets are smaller, and so they disperse more energy when they hit some sort of intermediate media, like a wall or something like that. On rifles, if you look at .223 or .556 caliber rifles, your standard ARs, depending on the load you use, some of them will penetrate a fair amount and some of them will have less penetration than pistols actually. You need to understand firearms enough to make a decision based on your requirements. I buy a firearm because I'm taking control of my own personal security and the security of my family. In the end, I'm my own category. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today where people are dialing 911 and nobody comes. The key component is we're not trying to sell you who we were in another life. Okay, did some cool stuff, whatever. That's not what we're trying to sell you. What we're trying to sell you is what we learned there and why it worked and how it worked and how we applied it. Okay, the mastery of that tool in its application, that is going to be the key. The minute that you recognize that someone is trying to breach your home, you need to have a plan, and that plan should be very simple and easy to execute. And if there are more than one person in the home, they should all know what it is and should all be able to execute it in the same manner. Whoever's in that house needs to go to one area so that you can get accountability of them and you can protect them all. Shopping store, the key there is not to have everybody running around in 5 different directions. If you can't keep positive control of them, if you can't see everyone in your element at once, then you can't control them. When you go into these stores, they don't have to be 5 inches away from you, but you've got to be able to visually identify everyone in your group. Security in vehicles. Once you get in a vehicle, okay, you have protection around you until you get out of the vehicle. And the vehicle has capabilities until it stops. Once it stops, you're just sitting in a metal box. Make sure that you do what we call in the military a surveillance detection route. Don't drive straight to your house. Drive around the corner. Drive to another house, just a random house on the street. Look and see if you're being followed, and then make your final approach back into your home.
Boom, it's finally here. Go to ProtectorNation.com to join the Protector Nation community. Learn online and become part of our Protector Nation family. I look forward to seeing you guys there and for us all to join forces to make the world a safer place by helping good people to become more dangerous. I'll see you there, and until then, be peaceful but not harmless.